You need to have grapes fed to you
All these
while you're
things.
by the pool with no ripples ever in your whole life. Like, you need to be that person that has that all.
It needs the variation.
Yes, it needs it.
And the cool part about this is that as other people are taking variations which are distortive, if you're aware, you can see that and not fall into those distortions. You can actually increase your longevity. If you find equalization and stability, your body doesn't have to work as hard to bring itself back into equilibrium, using more of that finite energy you have as a living material being on this planet. You can extend your life in those formats. But all the waste we create with our thinking, our interactions, our relationships with the planet, that's cutting down on the lifespan.
Right. Yeah.
The system would collapse on itself over time. The robustness, okay, of the system and its redundancies, and it would be so recursive that the universe would collapse.
Right.
If it didn't have perfect equalizing rules and laws.
There has to be like stability. Like,
So-
I'm talking like,
Yeah, it has to be perfect stability. So what you're perceiving as a glitch is actually you stretching the nth degree of that law to these outside parameters that we haven't really understood. It's like when I put a piece of computer code out there, you're not really sure what's going to happen with it until the public starts to interact with it.
Right, right.
And so you get these really cool nuances. Maybe I get to talk to things of another dimension. Maybe I do get to see a Bigfoot. Maybe some sort of miracle happens to me with health healing. These things aren't miracles. They all exist within the totality of these laws. We perceive them as a glitch, but in reality, they are all possibilities within this code.
It would be like a blind mole, those little moles, and they dig and they can barely
They're
see.
good
but
at
then
kicking the dirt back.
But then they pop out and stick their little head and they look out, and now they're in a whole different dimension.
Mhm.
Nothing changed.
No, it's always been there.
Yeah. That's what you're saying, right?
It's now our perceptions are code. We're seeing the world different, like the Matrix. Neo sees and all the numbers and letters. Same thing. Now you have a different perspective. It could be more clear. He sees it as the source code, but if you see the source laws of creation, you'll find the simplicity in the world. You'll equalize all of these different things that come into place. You'll reduce that waste. And to other people that don't understand how the world functions or the universe or creation, they view them as glitches. They view them as miracles. But what you will realize is it's just a natural thing that can occur. And now that you see it, you cannot unsee it. And that much more becomes possible.
Yeah, and I want people to understand in this Bones Law, I want us to get into these bottlenecks because this is going to be a fun conversation for the rest of this, is cycles of optimization and decay and what's going to play in nature and society. And evolution might represent an iterative process of optimization. While species adapt and improve, extinction, ecological bottlenecks arise as unintended consequences. Now, that is not a bottleneck or a glitch. That's part of the law of nature.
It's a refinement
Yes.
process.